There are maps that just serve a purpose. You play on them for a few hours and then you move on. And then there are maps that define a generation of Farming Simulator. There's been many in the past, and we all have our own that we look back at almost with that nostalgic feeling. Saxlingham isn't just another place to farm on FS25. It really isn't. It's going to be a map that defines this generation's game. This time round, Farming Simulator 25 probably will only have a couple, at best, UK maps that define its generation. And this is definitely one of them. It's a place that makes you stop, makes you breathe it in. And we do that all the time as players. We move on and just don't stop and take in the finer details that has taken hours for the modder to place. And it makes you do that. It makes you stop, makes you breathe it in. From the moment you set foot on that yard at the bottom of the map, instantly I knew that there's just something that just feels right. I love the farm layout, love the shape of it, and I've said it many times before. Sometimes the farms define the map. The shapes of the roads, the curve in the fields, and even the fences. The way the land pulls your eye towards the heart of the main farm in the centre of the map. It all feels right. This is a British map in its truest sense. Not because of the name or the location, but because of the quiet pride in every stone wall, every hand-placed hedge, every worn track and rusted gate. The realism goes beyond visuals. It's built into the mood, the light, the sounds between sounds. There's a life here, a story waiting behind every corner for each player, and it's been shaped by someone who clearly gets what FS should feel like. Brisco, mate, what you've built here is nothing short of stunning. I've seen this map grow from an idea into something alive. I've driven it now, I've walked it, I've sat still in areas. There's something about the way it looks. The light, the layout. It's never going to get old. It's something thoughtful, something that proves this wasn't just made to impress. It was made with care, with dedication, and with time. Learning Blender from scratch, spending months shaping borders, modelling houses, and even walking through woods before sunrise just to capture the sound of real bird songs. Who else does that? You didn't just raise the bar, you proved that you belong among the best. And what's more, you did it without cutting corners or chasing praise. You did it for the love of the craft, and for us, the players. So let me say this. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for the hours we don't see. For every time you choose to do things the right way, even when it was hard. Saxlingham is a map I'm going to come back to time and time again. And I know I'm not going to be the only one. To the players watching, this part's for you. If you enjoy this map, if you find a home here like I have, do the right thing. Download it from the original source. Respect the work that's gone into it. Don't strip it like a carcass or re-upload it like it's yours to take. That kind of behaviour doesn't just hurt the modder, it hurts all of us. It's how we lose the best creators. We've already lost too many. Let's not lose another. So again, Brisco, take a breath, grab a brew or a beer, mate. And when this map goes out into the world on the 1st of August, know that it's something to be proud of. You've given this community a lift when it needed it most. And from me personally, well, you've reminded me why I love Farming Simulator in the first place. Everybody, this is Saxlingham, and it's bloody beautiful. Hey everybody, Scraft here. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Really appreciate it. I don't really have that much to say, and I think the intro said everything. Now, normally with these types of videos, I go and showcase the map. I go and do a map tour, go to all the farms, sell points, drive a few of the roads, look at a couple of the fields. I'm not going to do that this time. I want you guys as the players to experience it yourself. And I know that might sound crazy as a content creator just to say, you know, I kind of understand if you don't want to watch this video and you want to play it yourself. And I think it's already been showcased a lot. Yeah, I had this map luckily a few days ago and I took my time with it. I really did. I love this map. I really, really do. It's insanely good. It just feels like a British map, and we've been crying out for an FS25, brand new, you know, made from scratch map. I know Oxy's working on one that's outstanding and it's going to be incredible, but this feels like it's the first proper British map that's been made from scratch with all the models being done by Brisco. So it's all brand new Blender work that's been done, and it shows. It's really good, honestly, and I can't really say anything else. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different because obviously I've done the video. I wanted to do the intro, but I thought I'd have a drive around. No HUD on, and we'll just have a chat about the map. We'll go for a quick drive. I'm not going to look at farms. I'm going to drive from here, the animal dealership. I've got some muck in the back of my trailer. I've got my little 6120, and I'm going to drive my John Deere back to the farm that you start with. And we're going to just have a chat. That's my aim. I just think that's probably better. You guys can explore the map yourself when you play it, and I'm sure, you know, if you're a fan of Farming Simulator and a fan of British maps, you're going to be playing this on the 1st of August. So let's get into the tractor and we can have a bit of a chat as we go on a drive. Should probably shut the door first. If I can remember, I'll do that. There we go. I went for this little tractor because I just thought it'd be perfect, and it has a lot of customizable controls in it, which I thought, again, perfect. So let's open the back window. We can get some sound effects going on, and we'll have a little drive. So we're going to drive straight out of here for starters and get onto that main road and turn left and head down. I might need to look at the map a bit. Straight away, custom sound effects on the cars, which is incredible. You can see some that are like Boy Racer sound effects and the overtake. As it just happened then. But what we're going to do is we're going to drive down from the animal dealership here, drive down, turn right here, go across through the Ford area, and then we're going to drive back up to our farmland over here. So past the dealership and everything. It's you know, just looking at the first, we're kind of looking down the east side of the map, the northeast. Then we're going straight across the centre of the map, and then we're looking at the northwest side of the map. And that's it. We're just going to go for a drive. I know it seems really strange, but I know how much people have been crying out for a British map, and it just makes sense to me to not show too much off. I want you guys to feel the same way I did when I first booted this up and thought, bloody hell, this is pretty good. Right, the coast looks clear. Let's go. Now, there is going to be some traffic on here because I've seen it, and they do fly about the place. But straight away, I mean, look at that. It just looks stunning. The roads, the way the kind of verge to the side of the roads look, just feels great. And I know a lot of players are going to be thinking straight away, when's this coming out? And it's coming out on PC first on the 1st of August, which is actually my birthday, so it's a brilliant day for Brisco. Yeah, to pick for that to come out. But it's releasing on his itch.io page on the 1st of August. I'll make sure to put a post out on that day in the channel, so you can go straight to it when I know it's released. I don't know when and what time, but it will be on the 1st of August. Let me just make sure I am not... I know I've got to drive a bit further, but I don't want to miss the turning, so it's the next one. Probably got a load of people behind me. Nope, we're good. Now, the aim and the plan is for it to be released on console, but it depends on testing. It depends on if it fails bad, if it needs a lot of work. Brisco is obviously unsure. He's not uploaded anything to console for 25, and I don't think he did it on 22. I'd have to check. But it's just technically down to Giants. So Don't hold Brisco to that. Don't put pressure on him. He is going to try his very best. And hopefully he can get it on console, because it's stunning. It's stunning. And a lot of people are going to be playing this. I think it's going to flood a lot of YouTubers. We're going to be all trying to play this map, because we've all been waiting really for a decent 25 map that's been made from the ground up. Wait, my days. Bloody hell, I was about to turn right to put my indicator on. And if you want realism, you just saw it. But I just love the feel of it. I love when I'm driving. I love the fact that it's reminded me why I love Farming Simulator in the first place. Because I've missed that feeling with 25. Yes, it visually looks better, but I feel like there was not much new to do, and a lot of players are also feeling that. But now this map just made me feel like I've got a lot of new stuff to experience. I don't know why, it just has that effect. It's a stunning map. It really is a stunning map. We'll stop here for a second because I love this spot. We'll just pull in. Hopefully no one's going to go up that. It is a private drive. So that is Saxlingham Farm Estate. It's the main farm on the map. So it's not the starting farm, it's the main farm. And everything kind of leads to the farm. I love the way it's been laid out, but you can see that in the centre of the map we've got a big farm, which is down here. And everything, all roads kind of lead to it in the centre, all these tracks, and everything around it. You can see there's a big estate. And I live close to Chatsworth Estate, and it just reminds me of that. So I love it. I love it how it kind of all roads point to this big main area that's owned by whoever it is. Hopefully you at some point, because you can build up. But there is a few farms. There's the one at the top here. There's a couple of little kind of like silo farms, as I call them, where you can probably expand onto if you want. We've also got a lot of plain placeable areas, which is brilliant because there's not placeables on the map really. And I like that because I'm not one really to play with placeables and productions and stuff like that. The only kind of placeables I put down are like UK sheds, UK buildings, things like that when I want to expand the farm out. But the production side of things is lacking. And I like that because it gives you the option, because of the fact he's kept in mind that some players are going to want that. So he's put areas to build it. And where he's placed it, I think, is perfect. It's not supposed to be on your farm. It's supposed to be in the industrial estate area. So you've got flat, open areas in the industrial estate where you can place down these productions. And again, I just think it's a perfect fit for it. So we'll carry on. We don't need to go and see Saxon. I should probably get my mirrors out. There is a button to unfold on this tractor. And we'll carry on driving. But really, I said everything that I needed to say in that intro. It's a map that's probably going to bring a lot of memories and nostalgia to a lot of players looking back in the future. You know, you'll be playing on 28 and there'll be people going to Brisco. Can you bring Saxlingham to FS28? You just know it's going to happen. And people will have that nostalgic feeling like I did on a lot of maps in FS17 days, FS19 days. And I hope to get the same feeling from this going into the future generations of games. But I'm just going to stop a bit more and enjoy and play it, you know, so I actually, you know, you don't rush through it, just play it and enjoy it, because you always look back and think, oh, that was an amazing map, I wish I played that again. So first time round's always the best time round. I mean, just look at this, driving through a Ford like that. I mean, I got a worker out in this field doing a bit of mowing. Didn't do a very good job though, did he? It's because he's got the mower that hangs over the side. Yeah, I've actually set one going in a second with Courseplay because I wanted to see if that worked better than actually using the in-game GPS. I think he might be in this field here to the right, so we'll just pull over and have a look. There you go. He's out working. I feel like for some reason this map's made for a John Deere, even though the dealership's class. So Briscoe's probably saying, why have you got so many John Deeres and not a class? But I don't know. I just think I want to do something different this time round. I like the rust on the gates. I do. It's just, honestly, it's beautiful. It really is. And it's one of them maps you'll play and then you'll just feel for yourself. And if you've got 4K high settings on your graphics card, well, you're going to know about it even more. So to the left is the main farm, and we've got two big fields. In fact, two massive fields around us right now. And what I'll do is I'll just go out of cab. I didn't want to do this often because I want it to feel immersive. But you can see there's that field. You've got the harvesters going through the centre. Currently, they've done the headland passes. They're on the up and downs. I'm using Courseplay and doing duels. I'm having 2 going. But look at the size of these crop fields. So if you want to know what it's, what it's designed for, well, it's pretty much got medium-sized fields, small-sized fields, and a few large-sized fields. And I'm not talking like US large and Australia, Canada large. I'm talking British large. And you've got a good range. So you can do a lot of arable work. You can also, do some animals. There's a lot of placeables already built into the map for cow sheds. So yeah, you've got the option to explore the way you want to play the game. I think that's always important because you kind of don't want to forget a certain player type, but it's difficult. It's difficult for a map creator to do that because they've got so many boxes they need to tick. But I feel like Brisco's ticked a lot of them, if not all of them. Even the buildings and the textures that he's used are all impressive. So, do we want to go Ipswich or do we want to go to Norwich? We're going to go that way. We're going to have a little look around at the dealership. We might take a bit of a detour now and just turn left. Because I actually want to show you this production area. While we're close by, we may as well. So you can see, right now, we've got an area that's just plain in blank there for you to place down. And we've got a sell point, well, I think that's the biogas plant. But you've got this over here. You've got another one to the right here. And then as you get up, we get to the class dealership. And there's also another production / placeable area to the left-hand side. So I like that it will, if you build it up by putting your own productions on, you've got yourself an industrial state. And you're the one that's basically making it an industrial state, which again, I just really like the look of. So we're going to swing this around. Show off some of my reversing skills. I think that'll do. That won't too bad. And we'll have a look around the dealership. Even though I've got a John Deere, they're probably not going to be happy with me turning up in a John Deere on a class dealership. But I want to show it off because it's been modelled by Brisco. He's made that. And it doesn't, it's not an easy thing to do. It takes time and effort. So it's worth showing off. But, yeah, I could show off everything. I could show off the farms. I could show off the layout. I've done a lot at the start in that intro. So I just think at this point, you guys can experience it. And if you really do want to see a full map tour, the Farm Sim guy, Farmer Sim have done 2 brilliant map tour videos. So highly recommend go and check them out if you want to see the map in detail. Also a few live streams as well, I think. So there'll be some really good footage of the map in detail if you're waiting, you're excited for the 1st of August for it to drop. But yeah, let's just pull up next to this and we'll get out and we'll have a quick look, eh? Left my beacons on. Should be alright. So I'm just going to look through the windows because, yeah. I mean, that does look like a door, but it's not. It's a window. The door's over there. You got people as well. I like the fact that there's proper NPCs in there. Guy growing a mullet, looking good. And you got your class. And you got the big boy as well, which you might be able to build up to. And then you've obviously got some extra stuff outside. Now, you don't own that. That's there for show. But it does just add to the immersion of the map. But I just wanted to show off the dealership because it's well made. And a good dealership and a good farm layout, I think, sometimes can be one of the most important things on a map. Because you go a lot. There's loads of things that make a map. And if you tick all the boxes, you're onto a winner. But I've always thought that if you make the farms just almost feel like they're supposed to be designed and the layout just makes sense, then you're already going to have a really good map, no matter what else happens. I've actually always thought that the farms are things that I always look back on at maps that define how good they were for me. Because it's where you spend most of your time. Bloody hellfire. Yes. Go back, that's it. He knows he made a mistake. He put his foot down though. And I saw him in the mirror. He's overtaking. But going back to the farms, layout of the farm is so important. When I first saw this map from Brisco, I didn't see this farm layout that we're driving to now. It wasn't completed at the time. And so much has changed since them early days when he was sending me, you know, little sneak peeks and I could actually explore the map. But what we get now is like just the perfect finished map. It's really good. It's got, you know, a load of small fields next to it. But I love this starting farm because it isn't massive. It's perfect as a starting farm. And you can build up to that main farm in the centre. And I love the idea of that. I don't want to start with everything already onto a winner. Don't get me wrong, I've got an idea for a series on this, and I am going to start off with some good equipment because I want to enjoy the map from the get-go. But I'm not going to give myself the biggest farm or the biggest fields. I want to build up to that. I want to have something to aspire to. But this is the farm. The farmhouse itself is well detailed. The textures, even the cobbled kind of driveway is brilliant. But the layout I love because of the different layers to it. And the buildings feel like they would be there naturally. If I was actually looking at this in the real world, this is how it would be designed. Practicality is usually the most important part of a farm design. And we've definitely got that with this. So you've got your fuel tank down there, plenty of storage, big grain silos, some, you know, modest sized fields to start with, and plenty of storage. But I've got no animals. So I've got to work up by doing arable to get to the point where I can build my own animal pastures, animal sheds and stuff like that. But it's nice to know I'm starting with 2 decent crop fields that are ready to harvest, and you've got the silo to do it. So you know you're starting off as an arable boy that's moving on. But again, these sheds have all been created by Brisco. The textures, the modelling, the blender work, everything. And they're spacey. Everything you want, really. You're not... Even on the starting farm, you've got the storage available to you. All the lights are automatic and work. You don't need to worry too much about anything like that. A light that you can drive through, so if you've got your harvester, you can drive through. You know, if you've got a dolly on the trailer for the header, no need to panic, we're driving through. But look at them textures. They look stunning. They really do. And they set a lot. Textures is an important part. I learnt that when looking at Hereford by Bullet Bill. The textures make a map stand out. They really do. So, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go back into the house. I'm going to plan this series out that I'm going to start shortly. But everybody, honestly, I hope you all enjoy Saxlingham on the 1st of August. Brisco, congratulations, mate. This is a map and a half. So thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.